Hey guys, Robert Hamm here with Robert Hamm Photography. Catch me over on Twitter at RobHammPhoto. You can find me on Facebook as well as YouTube at /Robert Hamm Photography. Alright, here we go. We're just going to actually do a little bit of work real quick. Exporting some photos, and we're going to print them on a Canon Selfie CP910. This is the Windows or Microsoft Surface Pro 3. I really do truly enjoy this device right here. As you can see, we're just going to kind of stroll through some photos. As we tap on there, these are raw original image edits. These have already been written to. Actually, no work has been done to these. These are just some kind of, just normal old shots. So as you're looking, we can come over here and just kind of select, I'm trying to keep this in a nice frame for you, select auto and just see how we can get an enhancement there. And then, of course, come up here and we can bring our highlights and our shadows in line. I'm just trying to get this one to bring this up some. We're going to and then bring our blacks up some. Good. Okay, so I like that, and it looks nice. We can actually warm up the photo. This is as shot. Let's see what it thinks auto looks like. So it added some magenta to the auto. I prefer the as shot. You know, I color correct and balance on screen. I'm just going to take it and give me just a little bit of warmth in there. Right about there, I want to see that it was like a peach color. And the ladies are definitely looking really nice right here. Also plus up a little bit of the vibrancy. Keep your eye on this part right here. As you move the vibrancy, depending on how you move it, you can really get some weird funky colors, and you want to watch out for that. So you want to just have it to where it's just normal. I usually don't go more than 10 to 15 on vibrancy. Usually I stay around somewhere in 15. This is 16. I'm okay with that. We can actually also come over here and add a little bit of clarity. Notice as we add that clarity, it really brings the faces out, and that's exactly what it's supposed to do. But these are ladies' faces, so I'm actually going to take the clarity down. I'm going to drop it down to around -8. I usually work between 10 and 15 on both vibrance and clarity. But we're going to come over here and grab one of the brushes. Now we've got the brush menu's up. We'll come over here. I've got a nice new skin creation that I did. And as I did, this is going to add just a little bit of softness to these pretty faces. I'm going to avoid the eyes, come right around the nose, and definitely work the cheekbones and the chin, okay? I'm also going to avoid the teeth, okay? And I'm going to avoid the eyes and the eyebrows, okay? When I actually come down here and turn on the Show Selected Mask Overlay, you'll see that I didn't get her eyes, and I left her teeth out of it. There's a reason for that. And once again over here, now the pen is pressure sensitive, which is nice. It's an Intrigue pen. I find that I like it quite a bit. This tablet is actually, the Surface is actually on top of my Wacom tablet right now. And I enjoy the Wacom tablet as well. I like this pen a lot. I've had this Wacom. It's an Intellius 3. It's on a 5 inches by 8 inches. I've had it for at least a decade. My dad got it for me. I truly like it. And I like this pen a lot as well. So here we go. Anyways, I'm going to turn the mask off just so that we can see their faces regularly again. And you can see where we can really manipulate the clarity. I don't want to do that. My new skin, I'm going to bring it right down here. I'm going to bring out just a little bit of contrast in order to get some of their features back without having all the bumps, but not too much. And I'm going to drop the highlights. Okay, too much highlight. Now I get the highlights, brings it right back in line. Lots of times you can just mesh your highlights all the way down with these smaller adjustments. Last thing I'm going to do is bring out their eyes as well as their teeth just a little bit and a little bit of their nose. I know we just went over the nose, but we're going to do it slightly different. We're going to come over here. You click New. We must click New to get another handle point. As we do, I don't want new skin this time. I actually want clarity. Okay, and I'm going to come and change the size of my brush. Now, it is pressure sensitive, but Lightroom doesn't understand brush tip size as far as it's a brush, but it does understand flow and density. So that's pretty cool. So I'm just going to paint over top right there of the eyebrows, just a little bit. I'm not very hard right now, nice and light. Oh, and I'm also going to use their eyes. Okay, now look at that. Okay. So it just really brings them into play. And then right over here across the lips and the teeth right there. Now that that's happened, we're going to come over here. We've got our clarity up. We don't have vibrancy here so much, but we do have saturation. And we can just, I find that the pen works better if I actually grab the area where you could input text when you see the little hand pop up and the arrows that point both ways, rather than trying to actually grab on the slider. But it's up to you. I like to grab this and I can slide it however I want, you see? It's just a larger area, and since I'm not affecting the whole photo, watch this lip right here, okay? All the way up, all the way down, okay? So I'm just a little bit, I'm just bringing out a little bit of vibrancy in their lips. That's all that I'm doing. I just want it to look nice. And that's that. I'm done. I'm going to close my brush tool. Now, something that you will notice, it's a user interface thing. The brush is really long because the Surface Pro 3 actually has a better than HD screen. It's not quite quad HD, but it's 216 pixels per inch, right up there with the MacBook Pro with the Retina display, and it looks, you know, absolutely great. Editing on here, it's like, I mean, guys, you just saw me edit a photo. We're not done yet, though. We're going to do one other thing, something that I like to do with my photos. I like to come over here and add just a little bit of a vignette. Okay, now as adding a vignette, I usually do it right around there. Yeah, right about 20. I'm anywhere between 10 and 20. I like all of my settings kind of 10 and 20. Some people might say I should create a preset for all of this, and I do. I've got different presets over here. However, I just wanted to show you this one, how you could actually do it yourself manually, how we could still have all these nice details, and how we can then print it. Okay, so now we're ready. Okay, so we've got it right here. I'm going to go to the print dialog. The print dialog pops right up. Of course, I've already got this set up. It's a selfie CP. It's a borderless print. This one seems to be aligned pretty nicely. If the photo didn't fit into the print area, for example, I shot this with an Olympus OMD EM5, which is a 4x3 sensor. It's a Micro Four Thirds sensor. Beautiful sensor. It fits perfectly with a 4x6. Therefore, the perforations of this borderless 4x6, where these parts of the actual image will be torn off later, it fits perfectly. Had it been a 3x2 image, like a traditional standard size sensor or traditional APS-C sensor, or not Micro Four Thirds, then 4x6 would have some cropping and we'd actually see a little bit of movement around there. Anyway, this is a 4x6. Now that we're here, we're actually ready to just hit print. So we're going to come over here, I'm going to hit print, and we're going to start counting. So I've got about 4 or 5 seconds. I'm looking at the video monitor right here, so we're about 7 seconds. I'm going to show you what's going to happen here in just a second. I've got a nice little printer set up right over here. Okay, and you may not be able to see it, but I'm going to bring it up. There it goes, gone busy. Okay, and here it is. This is this Canon CP selfie. Okay, I don't really want to hold it the whole time, so I'm going to put it right up here. Okay, and I'll lift this up so that you can see. Currently it says busy. Okay, there we go. So it's been 37 seconds since I hit print. Okay, and oh, I heard it just make a little flip. Guys, if this print doesn't come out perfectly, it's not the printer's fault. I didn't have it aligned very nicely. Okay, and that's okay. The point was to just showcase a print that comes through. We are now crossing the 1 minute mark since hitting print. And it takes this printer about 1.5 minutes to do a print. So we're going about 1 minute and 10 seconds. Okay. And we actually have just one more little thing to do. One more pass through here. And we are going to be ready to go. That's it. Okay, and that is 1 minute and 25 seconds after hitting print. There is this really nice photo right there, and we're going to go ahead and bring this back into view. And when it looks like I didn't have my margins adjusted just as perfectly, because this is that spot, but that is perfectly okay. I think that has more to do with when I moved the printer from where it was, because of the way this printer feeds back and forth. I think it kind of adjusted a little bit funky. However, some other prints that have come from here, and that printer, you know, some of the things that I take photos of, we're going to move back over here so we can see nicely. All right. As you can see, nice little print, you know, another one of him, you know, boys, borderless, you know, really nice printer. This is a dye sublimation printer, and yeah, there we go. So as you can see, I just wanted to show you exactly what would happen and how easy it was to actually you know, develop an image on the Surface Pro 3. I wanted to make sure people really understand what this device is capable of and how it actually works on a workflow. You know, should I wanted to apply changes like that to everything, I could very easily just select all of them and then, you know, apply a batch process. So, hope you enjoyed.